Okay, welcome to topic 3, study guide for economics. Again, you need to study your vocabulary terms for 3.1 to 3.3. Use the Quizlet, it's excellent. But let's go over some of the main terms and ideas that you need to know. If I showed you this infographic here and I asked you what would cause consumers to demand less pizza slices, so fewer pizza slices, based on the law of demand, what would you say? Well, if they want to demand fewer, that's demand goes down, what's going to happen to the price of pizza? It needs to go up. Okay. The next one, what if I asked you, if I made some quote and it talked specifically about that the law of demand is one of the things we can be the most sure about in economics. Why? And the reason is because markets are very predictable, and the way they respond are going to be very, very predictable. So that's what you want to do in that one. If I did a scenario for the substitution effect, gave you an infographic that showed the substitution effect, and all of a sudden, like you're a golf player, you use Titleist golf balls all the time, and you go in to purchase more Titleist golf balls and you see these Z balls. Never heard of them. This is new, but they're on sale. Maybe it's $20 for 10 Titleists, and now it's only $5 for 10 Titleists. Or maybe it's 5 for 20. Well, that's a really good deal. Never heard of these before. What's going to make me want to buy the Z balls, the no-name brand that I haven't heard of, versus Titleist, which I know and is trusted? And one of the things that's, excuse me, going to make me choose the Z balls is I'm going to purchase the Z balls because their price is so much cheaper. I'm getting at 20 for $5 versus 10 for $10. I'm going to try them. It's going to increase demand for them. So I'm going to give those a shot. If I did, let me share my screen with you again. And if I did, we're wanting the one with Ashley. Here we go. We've got Ashley's demand curve and the market demand curve. If I was to ask you a question about the market demand curve, and I said, okay, how much money, how many pizzas, if we sold it at $3.50, how many slices of pizza do you think we'd sell? You should be able to calculate that amount. Oops. If I went to, let's change to a different infographic. Here we go. If I change to this infographic, remember the one that's on the left, this is a decrease in demand by some non-price determinant, and the one on the right is an increase in demand by a non-price determinant. So if I was to tell you, oh, I've got a friend, her name's Jenna, and she's a plant lover. She loves houseplants. She buys a new houseplant every 3 months. However, there have been changes in Jenna's life lately, and now her demand for houseplants shifts to the right. That'd be this one. This is a shift to the right. What can you determine? What would you be able to determine is a likely result? Well, if it shifted to the right, something has happened where her demand has increased for houseplants. So instead of buying one every 3 months, she probably buys one every 2 months or every 1 month. She's got more money somehow. Somehow she's able to purchase more. Demand goes up, she's buying more. So she would be buying something every 2 months, every 1 month, every week, something more frequent than what she has now. If I showed you a picture of like a Nintendo ad, if it's something, let me see if I still have it. Yeah, I don't think I do. But you can just look it up. If it is a Nintendo ad advertising, Nintendo Switch or something, and it was a very, very successful campaign ad, very highly successful. We know that's going to increase demand if it's very successful. What's that going to do to the supply curve? Not supply, scratch that. What's it going to do to the demand curve? We're not talking about supply. So if there's anything about supply, we're not talking about it. That's the next one. So let me go back and share this screen again. Is it going to be, hold on. Actually, I can use the exact same one. If it's highly successful, is that going to decrease demand or increase it? If it's successful, that means that people are going to want to run out and buy it, so it's going to make it shift to the right. The next one, what if I told you that the elasticity of demand, that calculation number for gasoline, was anywhere between 0.21 and 0.75? That would make it inelastic. It's less than 1, that's inelastic. If all of a sudden oil suppliers made gasoline like hot, let's say gasoline goes to $4.50 a gallon, what's going to happen to your consumption? And think about it. You have to have a certain amount of gasoline to go certain places. So it might decrease, but just a little bit. Not a whole lot. I can cut out, I can carpool a little, but still got to get to and from work. So yes, my consumption might decrease a little, but not a whole lot. It's inelastic. And let's talk about the last one. Okay. I could actually make this my thing. So let's say that I'm on a very tight budget. Okay. There's 5 members of my family, and we love Japanese food. We love to go to Fuji's, and we go there every Friday night without fail. They changed hands. They've got a new owner, and my favorite meal, the price is increased by 10%. Everything is 10% more. That extra cost, because I'm on a tight budget, is going to make me change from eating in once a week to once a month. What can you say about my demand for meals at Fuji's? One, demand went down. I went from once a week to once a month. But was it a small decrease or drastic? Well, from once a week to once a month is pretty drastic. That's 4 or 5 times a week, or 4 or 5 times a month to just one. That is going to be very elastic, very, because it was a small change in price, but a huge change in demand. That is very elastic. Because of a small change in price, it resulted in a large decrease in consumption. And that should help you on the multiple choice part of the test. Again, know your definitions, and see you for the test.